Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Buer with the feature race at Del Mar on Sunday. It's the Grade 3 La Jolla, 3-year-olds going a mile and a 16th on the turf. Let's take a peek at this field. A little bit of everything in here. You've got some speed horses like Sumpter. You've got Armagnac, another speed horse who is switching surfaces for the first time. You've got some up-and-comers like the 2 Stay and Cotai. And you've got a legitimate stakes horse in the 5 Cabo Spirit. So it's a pretty good field, Mike, for only a field of 6.
Yeah, they didn't get a big group here, but it is sort of an interesting race because I do think, among the horses who feel like they're going to take, the bulk of the play in here, there are just different ways to go, as you've already pointed out. They're coming from a lot of different directions, but I think they're all pretty nice horses.
There should be a little bit of pace in this race because Armagnac, who set the pace in the Preakness last time out, drew inside and has speed. We throw up the Timeform US pace projector. He is expected to make the lead. Sumpter, the number 4, shouldn't be too far behind. He's gone gate to wire in his last 2 starts. I think Sumpter will concede to Armagnac because he did win from off the pace, albeit sprinting 3 starts back.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Even in his last 2 wins where they put him on the lead going the mile, it's not like he was run off speed there. He just sort of gradually made his way to the front with nobody else going. So it didn't feel like they were, dead set on having the lead with him. He just wound up there.
Armagnac was sent hard from the gate in the Preakness. He made the lead, and he tired, understandably. He's no match for those sort of horses. This is a little bit of class relief for him, and he does have a bit of turf pedigree. The dam could step on the turf.
Yeah, he does have turf pedigrees. The dam was a stakes winner on the grass. She's dropped 2 foals to try turf. One of them is actually a winner on the grass, and that horse is by Union Rags. This horse is by Quality Road, who's a much more versatile sire. I mean, I feel like this horse has the pedigree to handle it, and he obviously has some talent too, Dan. I mean, you don't love playing horses like this when Baffert switches from dirt to turf with them, but this horse has a chance to be pretty good on this surface.
Thorin Giroux takes them out, and again, he should be forwardly placed with the turf pedigree. The 2 is Stan Cotai, who won his North American debut for Peter Urton. He got a beautiful ride from Joe Bravo that day. Let's watch the stretch run of his first-level allowance at Del Mar, and we see him. He just was able to save ground, pick his way through between horses, gets the seam, and then Stan Cotai does the rest. A pretty nice start to his career here in the States, 81 Beyer speed figure.
Yeah, it was a big field too. You're right, though. I mean, when I looked at the race, I thought the same exact thing. I mean, Joe Bravo just did everything perfectly in this race. Got the horse into the clear with plenty of time, and he did come and close it down there. I thought he ran well. I think he's gonna have to run better against this field.
Another horse trying turf for the first time is the number 3. This is Perfect Flight, coming in from Churchill Downs. First time for Peter Miller. This horse has shown some tactical speed. They dropped him in for 75 last time out at Churchill off about a 6-month layoff. He was able to win on dirt. I think the turf pedigree is acceptable, not super.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he certainly has enough pedigree to handle it. We'll see if he's, as good or better on turf than he is on dirt. And to be honest, I have no idea how good he is on dirt. A couple of okay races, a couple of real stinkers. I don't know how good this horse is, Dan. I didn't really want to bet him switching surfaces.
We'll learn a lot more about the number 4 Sumpter in this race. He's coming into this heat off of a 3-race win streak, 2 in stakes competition. Now he's stepping up against better horses. Let's watch the Singletary at Santa Anita in early April. He was able to get to a nice, easy, relaxed lead on the backstretch under Mike Smith, and he's all out to win.
Yeah, I mean, he's really working hard. And, Smith didn't even really start asking him until about the 8th pull, and you thought that maybe he was going to find a little more here, and he actually doesn't. He just stays evenly, and he's going to catch a really lucky bob to win this race because Balanikov, who's a really nice horse, actually gets by him. But this horse catches the bob to win. I wasn't thrilled with that performance. I liked his first start when they stretched him out back in February. I liked that performance a little bit better. I do think he can sit a little bit in this race. In some ways, he's the horse to beat, but I don't think he's a standout here.
He's been freshened up since that last race. He seems to run well with a little time in between races. Mike made a good point, though. Balakov is a very nice horse. He was coming at Sumpter at the end. Maybe Sumpter will sit and pounce this time around. Cabo Spirit returns off a layoff as a gelding, and this is a battle-tested horse that's done some very good things against quality stakes competition. Let's watch the Cinema. This is his most recent start, and this race is at 1 1/8, and I liked what he did here. He's going to get to the outside, and he's just going to keep firing in the stretch. He only gets beat 3/4 of a length, but he's run well on dirt, he's run well on synth, he's run well on turf, and if the 2 speed horses go at it, he might be one of the best closers in the field.
Yeah, he might be. I thought he ran well here. You know, he's not finishing that hard, but this was a race that was, you know, sort of slower early and then faster late. And I just kind of felt like he took the worst of it there, and still kind of made it close at the end. So I'm okay with that performance. Dan, I'll be honest with you. I have no idea why they decided that this was going to be a dirt horse earlier in the year. His turf form at the end of last year and then into January was really good. I loved his Eddie Logan. I thought he ran great in that race. And then they switched him to dirt for some reason, and he's just not as good on that surface. I love this horse back on turf, and I like this little bit of a shorter distance for him.
He's never run a bad race on turf in his career, never off the board from 5 starts. Brits Wick is the 6th. Now, he won for 52 starts back the day he was claimed by Dan Blacker. He wasn't supposed to win that race. Unfortunately, the horse that had a big lead in the stretch went wrong, and Brits Wick inherited the win. He ran a little better than expected last time out in the Oceanside. He was able to save ground under Declan Cannon. He finished up evenly, was only beaten 4 lengths by Balnikov. It was a step in the right direction, and maybe you could see why Blacker claimed this horse. He does have to take a slight step forward, but he's not that bad.
Yeah, he's not. You're right. I agree with you. I didn't really like him that much on the Oceanside when they stepped him up off the claim, but he actually ran okay in that race. And I think he does fit pretty well in here. I'm with you. I think he probably has to take one more step forward, but that's not impossible.
Fun race, the La Jolla. We'll see if Armagnac can handle the surface. We'll take a look at our top selections for this race. $150,000 is the purse. Cabo Spirit hasn't run a bad one on turf. I think he can settle in mid-pack, maybe 4 or 5 lengths off the lead and come with a stretch bid.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it too. I've only bet a handful of races at Del Mar so far this year, but I'm betting this horse.
Sumpter, I think, is going to sit just off Armagnac. I think at some point he has a chance to assume control turning into the stretch, and then it's all about whether he can hold off the closers. Horses like Cabo Spirit, horses like Stay and Cotai. 5142 for me, 4256, 5142 for Mike, 4256 for me. It's the La Jolla at Del Mar. Good luck.